Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
I'm not running over the Barnett Tower and heaving myself off it.
And Leon Searcy.
Now, you come across that middle, you better have some meat on your bone.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, the guy that used to come across the middle, he gone. That was some big news a little while ago as Christian Kirk no longer in the plans with your Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know whether that's worth a Corona call, but, when you think about James Gladstone making a decision to say, hey, we are departing from spending big money on free agency. We are going to do this bad boy through the draft. And Christian Kirk with 2 injury-riddled seasons now, the plan is, at least according to the reports, is that he will be let go. So that will be the main focus for our show today on a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. Leon, safe to say, I don't think it caught too many people by surprise, but that was a pretty big step forward from one James
No,
Gladstone.
it didn't take me by surprise, but, there's probably 2 components that actually happened. At first, it was probably the restructure. Mm-hmm. You're willing to restructure your deal or whatever. And then it was like, after the restructure, then it's like, you're going to take a pay cut. And both of those factored in. I'm pretty sure in the conversations with Christian Kirk, he probably said no to both of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
very well.
And that's no problem. That's the business of the game, You come in, you play well, you stay healthy, you get rewarded. You come in, you play healthy 1 year, you get hurt. The last 2 years, you become expendable. Mm-hmm. That's just the nature of the beast. And I mean, I liked Christian Kirk when he was healthy.
Yeah.
He was a healthy player. I absolutely love it.
Right.
That was Trevor's go-to guy. That was his bailout guy. That was the guy he looked down the field for. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he has to go, I mean, so be it.
Well, we're going to get into it from all different angles. We got our head coach, Dave Campo, hanging out with us on a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday. But, Matt, let's just go around the room, because when we look at this, and I said it to Coach, we just did our Campo and Joe podcast, this is Gladstone saying this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's also I look at this now and I see, all right, you got to draft a receiver. I mean, you are not going into a season with clearly Brian Thomas Jr., who's your one, who's elite. I mean, you've got Parker Washington, you've got Gabe Davis.
Yeah. Wait till I give you the depth chart.
Parker Washington's solid. I mean, you cannot. I don't see how anyone could watch last year and think they can count on Gabe Davis. Mm-hmm. So you now are in market for a wide receiver, not only in free agency, but I think in the draft as well. Mm-hmm. And the wide receiver market in the draft, it's kind of like shallow. It's not as deep as it typically is.
Well, wait till you hear how shallow it is in free agency too, right, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of old guys that and you still don't know who's going to. A guy like Godwin, for example, that's out there. They're probably going to re-sign him. I mean, there's a lot of. It's going to be a very difficult situation for them to do anything in free agency, in my opinion. So that even ups the draft. Again, who knows what's there. I was telling Joe when we did the podcast earlier, that's the free agency is the most important thing right now, because they brought up some money with moving Christian Kirk. And you really don't know what they're going to do in the draft until you see what they're going to do in free agency. So I don't even start studying a lot of the draft guys until I see what happens in free agency.
You probably go 5 deep in the draft. You got Ted McMillan, who's obviously a first-rounder.
Yep.
Luther Burden is not a first-rounder.
Right. Don't be afraid to put Travis Hunter up there.
Somebody might pick him, okay? Emeka Egbuka is not a first-rounder. He's a second-rounder, probably a third-rounder. Matthew Golden and Trey Harris. And after that,
right.
And even Matthew Golden and Trey Harris are kind of It's very shallow right now in the draft, the wide receiver.
Well, the other half of it, Leon, is that you just had Devontae Adams come available. No one's going to jump on the idea of paying that contract, okay? That's why he had to be released, because the Jets weren't getting any takers. Now, someone will sign him. There's still tread on that tire, but he is an expensive cat. Then you go down the line. Stephon Diggs coming off a significant knee injury. Chris Godwin, like Coach just said, probably you can't pry him away from Tampa. They're going to probably figure out a way to do a deal with him. And I'm telling you, it runs out fast.
Cooper. I mean, Coach is right. You're dealing with a bunch of older guys with big contracts that teams are not willing to take over. So I mean, that's the key issue. They got they're a little long in the tooth. There's no young stud out there. You You got T. Higgins, who's already been franchise tagged second time, and they're working on this deal. But yeah, right now it's a shallow pool, not only in free agency, but like Matt had alluded to, also in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think the biggest thing is you look like you say Amari Cooper, for example.
Mm-hmm.
He's $20 million. That's what you're going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
ain't worth it.
20 mil.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Amari Cooper on the down of his career.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's what you're going to play. That's what you're going to pay. I don't
You're
think
better off
he's
paying
worth it.
Christian Kirk at that point.
That's my point.
Yeah.
My point is there isn't anybody out there, but if you look at Amari Cooper, he probably has a little bit left. He's had some drops, but he has something left. But it's going to cost you one way or another.
I mean, I just saw most updated. I believe it was Kuiper's draft on. It was Kuiper or the other guy, or Matt Miller.
Reed, maybe.
And Luther Burden, who's generally considered the number 2 receiver, was the 36th pick.
Yeah.
So, the wide receivers you're gonna have to find someone. You're gonna have to find your Puka Nacua is what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's how it's going to have to happen. But Lance Zierlein, we just brought up this mock draft yesterday, and we were throwing out the possibility if Travis Hunter is available and Mason Graham, are you going to go Travis Hunter over Mason Graham? Anyway, Lance Zierlein, who's a pretty good NFL guy, is in tune. He moved Armand Mimbaugh into that number 4 spot. That's
your boy now, by the way.
Yeah, he's not really, other than JJ, I don't know if you have it, but I do like to hear him from time to time as far as when he runs the 40. I'm with you.
Is he going to do that when he's getting blown up by 340-pound interior lineman?
Matt hates this guy.
He
I know.
does. I don't know why.
No, I don't hate him. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Because they laughed at this noise, and I told them that you civilians have no idea I've made that noise running the heels back.
How
in the day.
much grunt is involved in that, baby?
and just
That's
know,
why you take a 10-yarder with those big old linemen.
There you go.
exactly.
That last 10 yards of that 40 is everything they got left.
and it probably most of the time does not matter ever. But my guy, other than he's the screamer that I love coming out of the combine, but Lance Zierlein, as a result of Mimbaugh moving up, he put Tet McMillan in the number 5 slot for the Jaguars before this Christian Kirk news came down. Now, obviously, he just left the combine. He's talking to a ton of people. He easily could have had a good idea of where the direction that this team could be heading in. But it does complicate the question as to what are they going to do with that number 5.
Yeah, but it goes against everything that they stood on when they get in the presser.
True.
The presser was everything. We're going building from the inside out interiorly. Now, I know that Christian Kirk is left, but why did we pay them? I mean, the general manager, like you said, found Puka Nacua in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Let him work his magic.
Maybe James Gladstone wants to bring Cooper Kupp over here.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
okay.
he's another expensive guy who has
Yeah.
dealt with some injuries. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would not do that. Because when you start going down the list of guys, it's either injury or wear and tear. That you're talking about high-priced name figures, but they're expensive. So you guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. Let us know, what did you think immediately when the Christian Kirk news came out, and what do you think happens next?
And don't get me wrong. Now, I know I said that they're older guys, long in the tooth with expensive, contracts.
Right.
Doesn't mean they ain't got one more good year in them.
No,
Maybe
yeah.
2 good years.
Very true.
Because you if you're willing to bank on that you one of these expensive guys, you bring him in here, with the type of offense you're going to run, and Trevor playing better, that maybe they can have a good banner year out there. So I'm not knocking all the guys who are older and got big expensive contracts, because some Gabe Davis killed all that, to be honest with you. But you can probably find you an older guy to come in here and spill a little magic for
What
the
about
next year.
DK Metcalf? He wants out of the Seahawks.
He's a guy that definitely
His production's
provides some
gone
intrigue.
down the last 2 years, though.
Yeah.
It definitely has.
Well, both he and Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett, I believe, is an unrestricted, and he's out there, and he's been a catch
I
machine
like
for a
Tyler
long
Lockett,
time.
personally.
Yeah, he's been a catch machine.
I coached against him when he was at
Kansas,
K-State.
right.
But also just take a look at his numbers, and if you're trying to, like, Chris Godwin is that kind of guy in Tampa.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett was that kind of guy
Yeah,
up
similar guys,
in
right.
Seattle. DK Metcalf, an entirely different dude in terms of
Yeah, he's an
size
outside.
and strength and all
He's
this
an
stuff.
outside dude, yeah.
But Tyler Lockett was Mr. Productivity up there in Seattle.
Yeah, to change the venue for one of those older guys might spark a little something. I'm hoping for a little magic. Because you're saying that the talent pool in the draft is a little shaky. based upon where we're going to be at. And then free agents, the same thing there. But right now, you got Gabe Davis and Parker Washington.
Right.
I'm just looking at the wide receiver room, and I may not sleep well at night.
Mm-hmm. So here's where we are. Okay, they're going to save about $10 million, 10.5, the number we were looking at, Coach, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's still going to be a cap hit, dead cap money that they're going to have to absorb, but they don't have to pay that $16.5 million in real cash and have that full $24+ million cap hit against them. They're now in that $48 million neighborhood in terms of available cap space, something around there. And it also says, hey, Shad Khan is saying to James Gladstone and Liam Cohen, we are out of spending a ton in February for free agents. We are now into building. Well, it's just.
I think it's a guy missed 16 games in the last 2 years. That's what I think it is.
And I'm not even saying that that's the main reason. I'm just saying this is a departure from what they have done before.
Right.
Yeah, I think no matter if they still had Doug Peterson, I think he wasn't here. You don't keep a guy that's missed 16 games in the last 2 seasons. You just don't.
No, I think that's true. But my only message is that when you make this decision and say goodbye to him,
where do you go now?
Yeah, you don't answer it with another free agent.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you may have to though.
Yeah, but not the big splash that was. Not 20.
So you're saying you're not gonna let him go, then try and go get DK Metcalf?
Right. It was a 4-year, $72 million deal.
Yeah.
And so.
But again, had he stayed healthy all last season and played 17 games and had 70 catches for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns, they'd have brought him back.
We probably wouldn't be talking about it.
Right.
But he missed the end of 2 seasons. When the team had a number 1 seed on the line, he went down in December of 23 and then went down much earlier than that in in 24. And so that's where they are. They have got to figure out how to, and I tell you what, when I hit the depth chart, it's ugly.
Yeah.
It's
ugly.
Not
good, man. We're talking about your boy Cooks now.
Well, yeah.
And Tim Jones.
Well,
wow. We're getting down to those dudes.
I'm down to training camp Trammell. Okay.
Trammell.
My dude.
Trammell just went up a notch.
Yeah. My dude. And who knows what's going to happen with any of the other ones, but that's where
he's a little white receiver, right? Where did he go to school at?
I can't even remember.
Oh, I got no idea.
My bad.
Yeah.
Marist, something. I have no idea. Man.
Yeah. I looked it up once before, but I can't remember.
Austin Trammell. That's his name.
Austin Trammell. I looked it up before.
Rice.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Well, that puts a head damper on it right there.
FBS school, right?
All right, so we got plenty to get into. Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. We are a couple of weeks away from the 9 after 5 cranking back up. We will have a brand new Skins game every Wednesday. So you guys start thinking about that. It should be a bunch of fun. Just getting back out and playing golf will be great. So call 287-PLAY anytime you want to go out and enjoy what they've got cooking out there. Of course, you got plenty of other things like Thursday night trivia, Friday night music on the patio. That's all there at the Golf Club of Southampton. So let's stay on this. You guys tell us what you think the next move is, what this move signals to you as a Jaguar fan. All of Duval join in right here on XL Primetime.
Hi, I'm Tom Jackson.
This is Shannon Sharp.
I'm Mike McCarthy. You're listening to 1010XL.
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 92.5 FM.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored and administrator, Everbank N.A.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
Spring and summer are coming. Will your pool deck be ready? Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville has you covered. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings come in a variety of colors, adding safety, durability, and style to your outdoor spaces. Plus, they offer slip-resistant solutions for inside your home, too. Long-lasting, affordable, and built to protect your family. Don't wait. Call today for a free quote. 904-466-1839. And follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
Call the deck guys if you want a brand new deck pavers or more. Call 904-813-2474.
TheDeckGuysJacks.com.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
When you want to be heard, send your opinion to the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
Thank you for believing in me when the bosses didn't give me a chance.
641-1010. No texting and driving. Get your thoughts heard on 1010XL.
Hey, poker fans, the stakes are high this month as Best Bet dishes out over $550,000 between Jacksonville, Orange Park, and the St. Augustine poker rooms. Feeling lucky? How about $300 every 15 minutes at the table games, or cash in on the $20,000 race to a race, or every Friday, $1,000 every 30 minutes. And go for the green on St. Patrick's Day, where a Royal Flushing Clubs wins up to $5,000. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
My name is Ann. I'm 67 years old. I lost 25 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. I have so much more energy. I feel at least 20 years younger. I can run up the stairs now where it was a little bit hard for me. My knees would always hurt. I had shoulder pain. I've had elbow pain. I think it's all pretty much from the weight that I had on my body, on my frame. It feels amazing that Awaken 180 offers free maintenance for life. The fact that I have free coaching when the weight loss process is over is absolutely amazing to me.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Less joint pain, more energy, reducing medications. The benefits of losing weight with Awaken 180 are endless. The ability to maintain that weight loss, priceless. Free support for life. Online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. Are you tired of wrestling with your old shower curtain? Then say goodbye to the curtain chaos and hello to a new frameless shower enclosure. Wago Glass is clear, classy, and won't stick to you like a toddler at bedtime. Plus, it makes your bathroom look bigger and brighter. Upgrade your shower experience and step into style. Call me at Baker Glass and get ready to love your new glass shower enclosure. Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We belong together, and you know that I'm right.
Dropping is Trevor, looking, fires right side, the ball's caught by Christian Kirk near the pylon. Touchdown! Trevor Lawrence to Christian Kirk for the score, and the Jags have taken the lead.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
28 years of age, Christian Kirk. We have to say goodbye, sayonara, from the city of Jacksonville to one Christian Kirk, who that was his lone touchdown this past season. Frank Frangie on the call on the Jaguars play-by-play, which, by the way, JJ the DJ has eased into kind of a sad sound. So if you guys have any goodbye songs to say goodbye to Christian Kirk.
Yeah, this was appropriate. Boys to man, end of the road. It's sad but true. Come to the end of the road.
And unfortunately for Christian Kirk, it went from really good, like, oh my gosh, that was a pretty good signing in the offseason. Give Balky some credit to, the first year was followed by 2 injury-riddled years.
Well, I mean, he's an innovative, bro. I mean, he set the bar. When he came here, when we overpaid for him, so many other receivers got paid because of that.
He got a lot of other guys paid. So that first year, played every game, career highs in catches, a total of 84, over 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns that year. And then when you just start adding up what he wasn't able to do because of injury, you have to look at it and go, you got to go ahead and cut the cord on that boy, on that bad boy. Last year he played 8 games, 27 catches, 379 yardage, and a touchdown. That is it. So it happens fast. It happens fast. By the way, JJ, not only was he listening to that sad stuff, are you taking a couple of aspirin from last night after your birthday celebration?
Thank you for my late birthday.
Yes.
It was very, let's just say we got after it, as Hack would say. Me and my beautiful bride last night. So, yeah, I'm 35 now. I am now closer to 40 than 30, and it kind of shook me up.
You're a rookie.
I get it.
Believe me, you're still a rookie.
Freaked out right
Bro, wait till you get closer to 50. You'll start to renegotiate.
How about getting close to 80?
I hope I make it, Coach.
Oh, you better believe it. Well, happy birthday again.
Thank you.
I'm glad you had a good time last night. All right, already a couple of good ones that have flown in here. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Candle in the Wind. There are some other ones as well. So you guys, 641-1010, hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures with a couple of those. But you can't help but say that you got to try and renew this roster. You're trying to get rid of expensive contracts. You're trying to get guys that are going to be able to go out there and be that spark plug that this passing offense needs, that Trevor needs. And Christian Kirk was the guy that he was leaning on. Like we opened up our show, Leon. He was the guy that was going across the middle, the, quote, security blanket for Trevor.
He was.
Another message was sent by this decision. Trevor ain't going to have a hand in these decisions on who stays.
Well, think about how bad this offense was a couple of years ago when we were 8-3 and we played the Bengals and he went down. I mean, this offense was abysmal after he went down in that game. Yeah. So, I mean, as much as we want to, talk about how he's deteriorated over the last couple of years, but when he was when this thing was going, when we were 8-3 and number 1 seed, and he was a big factor.
I felt he was the key to when they went downhill because it took away the middle of the football field. And to be honest, I don't know that he deteriorated as much as he just got hurt for 2 years. I mean, I think he's the same guy at this point. Maybe. I mean, he's getting a little older, but I thought it was a good hire in the first place, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And I've been there. I've been there when you got a guy and he's the next best thing to slice bread and gets hurt, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any question if he stayed healthy, they have him this year.
Helps.
You can't take that chance.
Yeah.
It's 2 straight years now. You can't take a chance it's not going to.
Availability.
Right, that it won't happen again.
All right, so that is a huge piece of news, but that's not the only piece of news out there.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I thought about whether I should make this a that.
It's always a that.
And it is online rumor, but I mean, none of us claim to be journalists except for Matt. So I'll say it anyway. So there's the guy, Yardline Yoda, who everyone follows, who is like the insider now, I guess.
Like, we don't know for sure if Dilla baptized him or not, but he is trying to take that role. Go ahead.
He is saying the Jaguars are in talks to acquire Cooper Kupp. They've had multiple convos with the Rams about it. Obviously, a lot coming from the Rams front office wise for the Jags. If money can be figured out, Kupp will be a Jag. So obviously this is nothing anywhere close to official, but this is online rumor right now. So what would you guys think if they brought in, a guy who also gets hurt, another veteran?
Yeah, because that's what we just brought up just a second ago that Matt was saying they're going to go get him. Well, he's uber productive, but he's oft injured. And you can't get away from that. And when Puka came in was about the time Cooper was dealing with some significant injuries, which basically knocked him out 2 seasons ago. This past season did not play every game, in and out of the lineup as well. And by the way, Puka was in and out because he got beaten up just a little bit. Because the bevy of catches that those 2 cats accounted for down there in L.A., my gosh, would you entertain that idea?
Last 3 years, he's played 12 games, 9 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, first of all, that's another Gladstone,
Liam
Cohen. That's the direction that they're taking. And who would you rather have, Christian Kirk for 12 games or Kupp?
If you look at Cooper Kupp, okay, in his 8 seasons, the outlier is the 145 catch season in 2021 because every other season is 62 catches, 40 catches. Well, here's a couple 90s, 94, 92, 75, 59, 67. So he's clearly on the down right now. Clearly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you could get him for cheaper than what you would have paid Christian Kirk.
And plus, to be honest with you, he may take a little bit of a discount because he knows that he's is at the end of his career, but he knows that he's got allies in Jacksonville.
I will also say this, too, about Cooper Kupp. Last 3 years, 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, which is those 17 touchdowns are – I haven't even looked at Christian Kirk, but I'm guessing it's probably 13 more than what Christian Kirk had or 12 more.
Yeah, because his best season was the 8-touchdown season going back to 22.
And last year he had 1, and the year before that he only had 3.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, 3.
Well, then that's an upgrade there. I mean, this coaching staff, this GM is dealing with familiarity. Cooper Kupp, that someone's they're familiar with, and Christian Kirk, quite frankly, isn't one of their guys.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying.
They're bringing in their guys.
Also, both being equal, both being healthy, Kupp's a much better player.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Who would you rather have for 12 games?
Yeah.
If they're going, you want Cooper Kupp.
Like you're saying, if you know the season will be cut short due to injury, then which one? Yeah. But here's the other part: 32 years of age. Okay, so in the wear and tear,
what's Kirk 28, 29?
28.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 4 years difference, 4 seasons worth of hits.
But they've been sitting there. They know who that guy is.
Yeah.
They know Cooper Kupp. They've both been there with him.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
It doesn't surprise me. I can tell you that. For sure.
So let's use him as maybe a free agent or a guy that they do a deal for, and then let's go to the draft. Let's make this the 10-10 take because you're either going to go to youth or you're going to go to experience and have to pay the freight.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time, and they know that they got to get that flame going. They got to get that oak on the fire, and then they can smoke up some of that delicious barbecue, turkey, pork, chicken, ribs. It doesn't matter. Make sure you check out any one of your area Sonny's. So this brings the Travis Hunter chatter back in a big way, and it brings it back even more as a receiver than as a cornerback. Now, we can debate what side of the ball he would like to be on or would be better at, but back into play at number 5 is the idea of a dynamic, quote, unicorn type of guy to come in and play opposite Brian Thomas Jr. That's the 10-10 take. Let's just at least debate that a little bit right now, because Travis Hunter coming in, now that Christian Kirk is gone, makes financial sense, and it may even answer the question that everyone wants to know out there. Are you going to go with that talented special skills player, or are you going to go with the bigs?
See, I think we're looking at the shiny toys again instead of going in there.
Can't help it now that they said goodbye to one of the shiny toys.
I'm just saying. Listen, I'm still going big.
Okay.
I'm absolutely still going big, because as you can have as many shiny toys as you want, if he can't throw them, it doesn't matter.
Very true.
Absolutely does not matter.
In the last 24 hours, the Bears have given away a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick, and have gotten Jonah Jackson and Tooney for it.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Tooney was the most recent piece of news that came from Kansas City.
Tooney would he have been pretty good here at guard?
Oh, yeah. All pro.
Yeah.
But, we don't do well with all pro guards. They come in here and deflate.
Yeah. They've had those. They brought them in.
We've had 2.
Yeah.
I brought that up in the podcast about Detroit. They're fixing the O-line. That's what
Chicago
they're doing.
now, you mean.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Chicago,
Johnson from Detroit. They're fixing the O-line. First of all, I think Hunter's not going to be there. So I think everybody's going to be safe in the room here. If he was available, I've said it before, I'd have to look really, really hard at it because I went through one with Dion where I didn't take him, and I should have. If he's a great, great player, you don't pass up a great player, and especially with what Matt said about no receivers in the draft.
No, okay.
That would be the only thing. I think that, my personal opinion, you fix it up front.
Yeah,
we're all on the same page. But this guy might be a difference maker, a true difference maker.
But with the Travis Hunter, the vast majority of his plays would be at DB, and then you would package him in at wide receiver.
Yeah, but in this case, that may be his position. It may be wide receiver. If I was just taking him and looking at him, I would say you take him at corner and play him, as a role player. But in our situation, maybe, in other words, is he the number 1 receiver? Is he better than McMillan? Is he as good as the receivers that have come out?
Probably a better
receiver.
Tet is at least he's more polished.
Yeah,
like we don't really know what Travis Hunter could be at receiver.
Right.
You look at him, you're like, whoa, that's a nice shiny toy.
But Tet's 6'4", 215,
he's
something
thick.
in that neighborhood.
But speed-wise, that's the issue, right? I mean, he's Drake London, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could make a case that he's
whereas
the number
Travis
1.
Hunter's lower 3-ish.
But he could be Devontae Smith. That looks slight. Looks like he can't hold up, and he does. Now, I know Devontae's been hurt at times, but his overall, for the amount of time he's been in the league, he's held up pretty damn well.
But Devontae also had you could tell at Alabama he was a legit receiver.
Very true.
At Colorado, it was, okay, go get open, Travis.
Yeah, very true.
Shedeur will find you.
It's kind of the Shedeur argument and the Travis argument.
Yeah.
Which one of those guys has that real skill set that can go to the next level? All right, so off the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, DK Metcalf is being brought up again. Metcalf has requested a trade, so which Jags would rather have DK or Amari Cooper? So we can get into that. Another one that was texted in, sad thing with Debo Samuel is that the Jags got Gabe Davis when they could have had Debo for, $5 million more a year. Much rather have Debo. So these are coming in left and right off the text line. So you guys let us know what you're thinking about it. Kupp, Adams, or Godwin is another one that's been thrown out there. So let's stay on this subject. It is XL Primetime on a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday.
The Players Championship is the biggest PGA Tour event you can win.
If you can't make it to the Players, let 1010XL bring the Players to you with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by Renewal by Anderson, Custom Windows and Doors.
The Deck Guys.
And Taco Lou.
Don't miss the Players Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scotty Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 5th, 1985, Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders scores his 50th goal, becoming the first NHL player to score 50 goals in 8 consecutive seasons.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 50% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey folks, Nick here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Checks it down underneath. That's a crossing route to Christian Kirk. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Christian Kirk to the goal line. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby.
That's another good choice right there. Another good choice from JJ, the DJ, Christian Kirk, with memories. There's no question about that. When he and the rest of his football team began that run, coming from double-digit deficits in 2022, making it to the postseason.
What's the memory you think? The memory of Kirk here?
Good question.
Well, in a bittersweet way, honestly, my memory is 2 catches that could have been made against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's mine too.
Yeah.
The first after the onside kick.
Yeah.
To start the game. which was a phenomenal call.
Yes.
And then the second one was in the playoff game.
It was
right?
in the divisional round. Yeah. And those.
He also
honestly,
made a great catch in that divisional round.
Yes,
too,
he
that touchdown
did. Like I
catch.
said, I don't want to make that the memory, but it is one that definitely jumps out. So you guys can help answer that. How are you going to remember it? How are you going to remember it? Okay, we will absolutely take that. All right. So you got Jaguars on the brain. You know what you got on the brain? The Players' Championship. Because here it is Wednesday. By this time next week, the players will already be on the course. They will definitely be trying to put their game plan together. So let's say hello to the executive director of the Players, Lee Smith. He joins us weekly right here on XL Primetime. Lee, how you doing?
Doing well, Joe. Thank you very much.
Listen, we appreciate it. We know you're busy as all get out right now.
Yeah, this is a nice time. Get a little moisture this morning for the golf course, and then the wind will dry it right out. We got sun and a little bit of clouds. We take this weather.
All right, so spend a second on that, because I did take a peek at the old 10-day forecast. Every single day it adds one more day to next week, and I keep looking at that bad boy. But you mentioned the rain, and that will actually help this week versus next. Hit on that.
Yeah, no, it's so meteorology really is something that we take very seriously. We have a meteorologist on site that provides us forecasts morning, noon, and evening. And right now, rain. You always want to be able, from an agronomy and a playability standpoint, to control the amount of moisture that's on the golf course. We want to control speeds early in the week on the greens and later in the week. We want to control how firm the greens are, how firm the fairways are. And the later it rains, the least amount of control we have. So some rain this week to keep everything, growing and healthy is really, really good. Once you start getting into the weekend and early week with some heavy rains, it becomes not as beneficial. You want to be able to control it with your irrigation system. And hand watering on the greens. I mean, I could get into real detail about the science that our agronomists take basically painstakingly on every foot of every green that is basically measured differently. And we will put water on areas that are dry and not put water on areas that isn't dry. It's a real science, and kudos to them for doing it. But that's what these elite athletes ask for.
Now, Lee, what does the food menu look like for next week?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good question.
Coming from Leon Searcy.
No doubt, Big Leon. I expect to see you out here every day. Tuesday through Sunday, you can have a different place, Leon. We have, thank you for asking that. We activate over 20 local restaurants here on site. So, for our fans, it's super important for us to, try to give them the experience that they have in and around Northeast Florida 51 weeks a year and allow them to do that same thing this 1 week a year. So, you can have tacos on 12 from Taco Lou on Tuesday, Carolina Jack's Burgers on Wednesday. You can go to Four Rivers on Thursday, ABBQ on Cousins Maine Lobster on Saturday. You name it. You got the ability to bounce around between a lot of different venues, and probably notably new for this year, our partners at Blackstone have an installation called Backyard Bites, where they're doing a bunch of signature items, cooked right in front of you on their Blackstone grills. That's probably where you'll see me, Leon.
All right, from that question, which is vitally important, to another vitally important question. Parking. Explain parking again for everyone, Lee.
Yeah, parking is, it's a blessing and a curse for us, Matt. It's one of those things that we have the ability to park over 8,000 cars in our general lot, and that's actually more cars that can fit around Everbank Stadium. So we're proud of that and that luxury of having the ability for people to have their car here. That being said, the curse is there's one artery in and one artery out on A1A. So if you're coming at 10 or 11 when most people want to come, it is going to be busy. But we would suggest either coming a little earlier or coming a little later as far as getting the traffic moving. Parking is sold separately. As of now, through our channel, Friday and Saturday parking in the general lot is sold out. But on the secondary channels, there's still parking available. So for anybody that needs to purchase parking, there's still parking available for every day out there. We encourage you to pick it up now.
We're talking with Lee Smith, executive director of the Players. And when we look last week, and I thought it was interesting, Lee, that we saw Jake Knapp open up with a 59, and it almost made PGA National just look a little benign. It was just crazy, even with the overseeded rye. What did you make of that, and then also the conditions of the Florida courses as they go from there up to Bay Hill over to here?
Yeah, Joe, you've been around a long time. You've seen those types of things that a unbelievable round on Thursday.
Yeah.
That is sometimes a little bit of a test case as to how the golf course is going to play. How the wind's going to blow, how the firmness of the greens, and obviously down there a new agronomic procedure with the overseed that makes a few shots just a little easier with no grain and that type of thing around the green. But as you could tell, a 12 under round on Thursday turned into, what was it, maybe late on Saturday, even early on Sunday, only 14 under or 15 under was leading the golf tournament.
Yeah, and
so, the golf course played a little bit harder as the week goes along, which is, typical of how these tournaments tend to be set up. And as far as the flow going from our tournament at Cognizant, which, was a great finish. What a story. Joe Highsmith, that makes it on the cut line and ends up winning the golf tournament, something that hasn't happened, I think, in 9 years, and has only happened 9 times in the history of the tour to make a 4.5 footer just to make the cut and then go on to win the golf tournament with 64-64 on the weekend. Exciting event this week at Arnie's place with API and MasterCard, one of our big sponsors, going less commercials and more caddy player interaction. We hear that our fans want to do that. I think that'll be a fun watch to get that, and then all the new stuff that's here at the Players, the innovation inside the ropes around course changes, and outside the ropes, the opportunity for our fans to interact with 17 through our Game the Green app that's new this year. And we're excited about a great week, certainly looking forward to great weather and a great turnout. We always get great support from Northeast Florida.
Lee, everybody knows about the viewing opportunities and everything at 17. What are some of the other holes that are the best viewing areas for the fans?
Yeah, I appreciate that question, Coach. It's, I think a great place that's really underrated on the golf course would be holes 12 and 13. 12 on the weekend will be a drivable par 4 with water very, very close left of the green. And when you're watching 12 green, you can see 12 tee, so you can see that incoming tee shot. And then over on 13 is a real exciting par 3, and you can see both of those holes from one location. We've got a new public venue on holes 10 and 11, right in between 10 and 11, that I think will be a really fun place to watch golf, because your access is just much closer, because not everybody gets out to that side of the golf course. And then over on the front 9, I think where people can really get excited is hole number 4. Sitting on the green of number 4, relatively short par 4, water in the front. The tour players will be hitting wedges in there, and inevitably every year, really almost every day, there's somebody that makes a wedge there because the green's so undulated, they hit it in the right spot, and it flows down to the hole. I think number 4 would be a great place to watch also.
That's good stuff, man. And we do need to impress upon those out there, walk around and see all those other areas of the golf course, because there's fun everywhere. That they made sure that stadium ticket will give you a lot of access to a lot of places. All right, Lee, as we say goodbye, we're going to give away a great prize, but we'll remind them theplayers.com. That's for parking and for ticketing. And there, you may be close to a couple little sellout situations, right?
Absolutely. Last year we sold out on Saturday. and announced that a couple of days in advance, and certainly trending that way with Friday and Saturday being our two busiest days. So as you mentioned, theplayers.com is best place to go for tickets, and certainly look forward to seeing everybody out here.
All right, if you need a respite next week and you just want to hang out and chat, just drop on by our show, okay?
I will do it, 100%.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lee.
See you there.
All right,
you got it. Thanks, guys.
The executive director of the Players, because he might just want to get away from everybody. Put his radio down and get on the radio, and he can do that.
Did you see what Bob Herrick reported yesterday?
No.
Late yesterday? It doesn't look good, Tiger. To play in the Players.
Oh, yeah.
He said he's picked up a club like 2 times since his mom passed away.
Yeah.
He's not really into it, and he said he would have to practice to be ready for a tournament like that, and hasn't really practiced.
Yeah, it's a shame. Time-wise, it might have worked out a little bit, missing the Genesis Invitational, but yeah, just the enormity of everything. And his swing isn't where it needs to be.
Yeah. I don't even think about him ever playing here anymore.
It's a shame.
Like that, yeah, it is.
He's going to... Yeah,
I think it's done. First of all, he never was in love with this course.
He's going to take on Augusta, and he's going to he might take on the Open this year. I don't see him at Bethpage Black. I just don't.
Where's the British at this year?
I think
doesn't matter. He'll be
there. I'd have to.
It's Liverpool. It's a Royal Portrush.
Okay, Portrush, which is where Shane Lowry won. Okay, yeah, so that's good. All right, let's give somebody a chance to win something right now. Okay, now JJ, we have got
Sixth prize today.
Yeah.
Sunday tickets.
Nice.
To the Players.
Yeah.
Plus $25 to ABBQ.
All right, beautiful. That's where our man Dylan rules the ranch out there along with everybody else. All right, so here's your question. 641-1010. Call JJ with the correct answer. A couple years ago, there were 3 hole-in-ones at the Island Green, 17th. Last year, only 1. Who aced the Island Green last year? 641-1010. If you remember it, you can dial it up and get JJ to hook you up with $25 to ABBQ and Sunday tickets. Matt, you're thinking right now. You're trying to remember.
I have it.
All you got to do is dial the phone, 641-1010.
Put some wedge in your next chassis adjustment.
He said he was a little bit free.
This Sunday at Phoenix, NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on your NASCAR station. 1010XL.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet. Football season may be over, but there's plenty of action everywhere else. Not sure what to bet on? Check out the Discover page at Hard Rock Bet. You can download the app or head to hardrock.bet. College basketball, we're closing in on the biggest tournament of the year. Don't go in blind. Bet on the action today. Hard Rock Bet. Download the app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, World Golf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for Physician Guided Weight Loss. I'm down 20 pounds already thanks to Physician Guided Weight Loss. I feel great, and it's all thanks to them. Their amazing technology, fast setup, friendly staff, and proven results have sold me. They can help you too, and it's affordable with firm pricing. No rising costs as you go. If you're like me and looking to kick off the new year with a leaner body, call my friends at Physician Guided Weight Loss at 257-4344. That's 257-4344.
DuckDuck Rooter is now hiring plumbers. We offer excellent weekly pay, paid holidays, health insurance, 401k, and so much more. Apply now at DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com and click on the careers page. DuckDuck Rooter is an equal opportunity employer.
She's very comfortable talking sports and hanging out with the boys.
Mia O'Brien here, still providing the best multimedia sports coverage in Northeast Florida on 1010XL radio, video, and social channels.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Joe Kenny, the founder of Here Tomorrow.
Thank you to the players for helping us on our mission to ensure that all community members in need can access mental health care and live full, meaningful lives. 6 days to go.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
Keep your ball out of the rough with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Get great golf tips from the experts every Saturday morning at 10. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Your tax refund is here. Why not invest in your home? Superior Fence and Rail helps you build value with beautiful, durable fences that boost your home security, privacy, and curb appeal. With expert installation and financing options, turning your yard into an outdoor oasis is easier than ever. Reinvest in your home today with Superior Fence and Rail.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for Kingfish Pest Control, a local family-owned business that's been chosen as the exclusive pest control provider for the Jaguars at the state-of-the-art Miller Electric Performance Center. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their effectiveness in keeping spiders, roaches, bugs, and termites out. When I trust them for my family and the Jags trust them with their training facility, then you can too. For the best service in town, call my friends at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is RJ with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at KuhnFlowers.com.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. As if one night of heartbreak against the Raptors wasn't enough for the Magic, they lost to them again last night, 114-113. First losing by 2 points on a missed last-second layup on Sunday, and last night's being on a game-winning 3 with 0.5 seconds left. The Magic are waiting for something to go right for them. Paolo Banchero had another 40-plus point performance in a loss, where after the game he explained how he stays positive, putting up big numbers over and over while the team continues to lose.
Staying calm, realizing that still 19 games left, 20 games, something like 19 games left, so just got to take it one game at a time and try to be better the next game, just as a whole group.
It's 76 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Did you request that, Leon?
Hell no.
This is a request from the text line, and I absolutely love it. The guy said, how about Bye 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 from Justin Timberlake's boy band?
Yeah.
Show NSYNC a little respect. Sir.
Exactly. And I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan.
Who isn't?
Yeah, I love that guy.
He brought sexy back.
Yeah, he did.
He brought sexy back.
Come on.
Oh, I love it.
Obviously, this is in reference to Christian Kirk
mouth, bro.
no longer being a Jacksonville Jaguar.
Yep, the news came earlier today. At least it's expected, per source from Adam Schefter's reporting. There was no dust up at a local coffee shop over this one. Schefter put it out, and then I did see someone like Ari Mirov, one of the guys, they immediately credited Adam Schefter.
So this wasn't Yogi. This was Adam Schefter.
Yeah, this was Schefter. Oh, yeah, big time. The one that Yoda came up with was the idea of
Yoda. Sorry, I said Yogi.
Bring the cup to Duval to be reunited with Gladstone.
Is it Yoda or Yogi?
It's Yodi. Or Yoda. Excuse me.
Yoda. Yoda.
Yardline Yoda on Twitter.
All right. I'll have to follow.
So anyway, Schefter was the one who came up with the news, and this is something that we all had come up with any number of thoughts and ideas. Would it happen? Will he be asked to restructure? That's the first thing you thought of as we wrap up this little part of our show here.
Yeah, one or two things happen. And Coach, you ask a guy to restructure first, and then he says he's on the way to restructure. Then you got to be a little bit more firm with it. Well, if you're not going to restructure, then you need to take a pay cut. And when you say take a pay cut, that's going to offend them.
That eliminates a bunch of them.
Yeah, that offends them right there. A pay cut. So then, next thing you know, you're out the door. So that's how it works.
Yeah, and when you're considering basically a $24 million plus cap hit and $16.5 million in actual cash that you have to pay, and you look at productivity, and it went down to 1 touchdown last year, 3 the previous year, injury unfortunately ending both of those seasons, it does add up. It really does. Now the question is where are they going to go from here? So let's at least finish on that thought, Coach, before we turn you loose. Where do they go from here? What are they going to be thinking in terms of – because when you look at that depth chart, there is a bit of a big hole with no Christian Kirk there.
Yeah, again, they obviously have some kind of a plan to make that decision right now. And that's where the Cooper Kupp thing kind of intrigues me, if that's a fact, because this familiarity, Cooper may actually take a discount because of the allies that he has here. He knows that he's at the end of his career, and they might have informed him out in L.A. that they were going to make a decision out there on what he was going to do too.
They already let him know that they're going to that he was given permission to at least look around and see what type of trade he could help orchestrate.
Yeah,
I mean we're 5 days away, man. We are going to quickly know where the Young Turks, Joe.
Yeah.
Where the Young Turks are headed.
Yeah.
We're going to quickly understand what their philosophy is, which I've been saying all along. This is all about philosophy. What is their philosophy as far as free agency and the draft? And that's what it has been for the last 2 or 3 years with Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke is what were they doing? What was their idea? And typically it was not good.
If that happens, and they do take a guy in free agency, it's because of what you just said. It's because they don't want to deal with one in the draft. They want one of those big boys in the draft.
Right.
Whether it's on defense or offense, I don't know that. But I don't think they want to fool around with a receiver in the draft. So I think they'll. Unfortunately, there's not a lot out there, but I think they'll do something in free agency.
Well, here's the question I want to ask you, Coach. Do you think Cooper Kupp will be comfortable with his role? Because he's no longer the go-to guy. Even with the Rams, Puka took over. He was the go-to guy. I mean, so you think he'll be comfortable with his role as not like the number 2 with the offense being rolled by rolling through BTJ?
I think it comes down to what you just said. I think it's happening in LA already. I think if he knows that that's the direction they're going, again, money talks. I mean, he's not going to turn down money one way or another, and if he feels like, that I think it's the familiarity more than anything else. But I think he knows already that Nakua is the guy.
I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
Real quick. A guy like that on that roster, in that locker room, the way he works, nothing but positive.
Yeah.
Nothing but positive,
Yeah.
especially if he stays healthy.
I mean, listen, if I had to take another approach as a backup role, I mean, I could have stolen at least 3 more years.
Yeah, you could have. You could have.
Exactly.
I should have.
And all you need to do is just sit there and be ready.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy will be asked to be a
Yeah, he's going to have to play.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Although they'd have thrown you in a guard, you know they would have.
Who, me?
Yeah. They wouldn't let you sit
No,
down.
contractually I would have not playing guard.
But Cooper Kupp is a possession threat, okay? He's going to keep the chains moving. He's going to be able, you need 8. I'm going to run and turn right there on the chains. And so if he can do that, okay, Brian Thomas, 2 things are going to happen with this new offense. The run game is going to be there based on what you saw Liam Cohen do last year in Tampa Town. The run game is, if they do what they all are promising to do, fix the line of scrimmage, that run game should be there. That's going to help Brian Thomas Jr. mightily. Then you go get another guy on the other side that can possession it up when he needs to, Coach.
Yep.
That's going to help BTJ mightily.
You know, the other thing is, I don't know if I've said this before, but one of the things that has bothered me is when you look at all the other teams on TV, like if you know, the teams that are good,
right?
Okay, you see every game some guy make a catch that is ridiculous. You don't see that even with Brian Thomas right now. Now, I think he will because he's young and everything else. Well, Cooper Kupp, I've seen him make ridiculous catches.
Yeah.
You know what else? He's the third and mid. How many third and mids are there in every NFL game? How many third and 3, third and 4, third and 5s are there that you've got to get open and catch the ball? That's what he is.
And you're somewhere around their 40-yard line.
Yes.
Something like that. You need to keep it going.
You have got to get open. He gets open and he catches the ball.
Right. And I don't know what you can use Edgar Bennett as an example. I don't know what this coaching staff will be able to do versus what the other one's going to do. But Edgar Bennett is from Jacksonville, is a tried and true coach. Not only a good player back in the day, but a tried and true coach. And he's going to come in there. He's going to try and get that out of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I just don't know what they're going to do. But I believe that if they take one in free agency, then they're going big in the draft. That's all I know.
Yeah. So John Schneider, Seahawks general manager, and it's been on our text line a bunch as far as what do you think about DK Metcalf? And we had brought up Tyler Lockett as well. Scouting combine last week, his quote was, he just didn't want to talk about the idea. Naturally, he's not going to let it out there that DK Metcalf is going to be traded. But he said, really, when you look at it, a lot of big-name guys on every team, they're always like that with agent talk out there. So unless you guys know something, I don't. So that's just a standard GM reply.
Right.
But he could be out there, and at the very least, of the expensive guys that we're talking about, Stephon Diggs coming off of injury. Devontae Adams just way too expensive. DK Metcalf does represent something at a decent price. So we'll see whether or not they go in that direction.
I mean, they could get an offensive lineman or defensive lineman in free agency. I still think they're going big with the first pick. I mean, they've made it very clear that big is what they want.
Yeah.
Which and again, it's philosophical. Whereas a year ago, at the combine, remember this?
Yeah.
When the statement was, "We're good. We're good with our offensive line.
We like our room
with that just average
where we're at.
to less than average offensive line. We're good. We're good with where we are." That's not happening this time around.
Well,
No
but
way.
obviously because they've watched the film. They've watched this offensive line get pummeled week in and week out. I mean, come on now, you can't run it back. I mean, it was like a pickup basketball game last year. Oh, we're good. Let's run it back.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You had a play-in game for the playoffs against a Titan team that already packed it up.
Yeah.
And you went out there and you laid an egg.
Could not beat them.
Not only did you make that decision, you also signed 2 of the deals, and then added 1 in free agency. Like you signed Cleveland, you signed Walker Little, you left this with the next guy, and you signed Mitch Morse obviously before last season.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get Ezra in on this one. I knew it. I knew it. But you're not wrong.
I added Walker Little too. You're
not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's funny because we were talking about maybe some of the free agent decisions that they will make, and we'll know, like we're all talking about, by Sunday. I think we're really going to start to catch wind of some deals. And then the legal tampering opens up on Monday. You're going to hear some chatter. Either it's going to be interior offensive lineman or maybe wide receiver, that cornerback position, that safety position. Those are all real. They all need to be looked at carefully as far as, because just educate us and leave us with this thought, Coach. They leave the NFL Combine, okay? They've done all their work or as much as they possibly can. They just barely got this group of guys, this coaching staff and this general manager together. They leave there. What are they doing? They're saying, okay, these are the prospects that might land on our draft board, and now let's start focusing on free agency. How does that go?
Well, first of all, as soon as they get back, first of all, the best thing I heard them do is that they moved their entire operation up there to the combine. So
awesome.
As far as getting ready football-wise with a group of guys that haven't been together, they're doing that, which I think is fantastic. And most of the time at those combine, guys are walking around shaking everybody's hand, renewing old friendships on other teams, okay? So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next thing is they've got a pro thing already lined up. In other words, who's out there at each team. So they're going to be looking at free agency first.
Mm-hmm.
The draft is going to take care of itself. Every position coach has a group that he has to watch that works in with the football. So right now, they're going to make a decision on what they're doing in free agency. There's no question about it. And they've already got a board that's got grades on every person that's out there based on what's been there in the past.
Right.
Now, we got new guys in there. They're studying those guys right now, absolutely.
Yeah, they've got to, because like you said, the idea, organizational shift big time with everything that's happened.
Right.
Now, come together on your thought process.
Yeah, and also, like I said a minute ago, they already have a plan. They wouldn't have let Kirk go if they don't have somebody to replace him.
You would think,
very,
right?
very true.
I would think.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And so that's what, and I'm not necessarily interested in saying goodbye to one pricey guy and go getting another pricey guy with some age on him. I'm not interested in that. So we'll see where it goes. Yep. Coach, we appreciate you hanging out with us before you go.
Yep.
We will see you on Friday.
We'll be here on Friday.
That sounds
with
good.
With Aaron Boone joining us from the Yankees.
Right. Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I'm a big baseball fan, guys. I'm excited about Aaron coming in.
The coach is Bud, Yankee skipper. He's going to have him on the show, which we're looking forward to that. That'll be awesome. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate it.
You got
it. So Dave Campo out the door. Don't forget, we did a Campo and Joe podcast earlier today, which will be posted across all the social channels with 1010XL, so definitely look for it. And as I always say, he drops some knowledge on you. We'll keep it going. Our man Gio coming in the house, talking sports injuries. We got plenty more right here on XL Primetime.
The world will be watching Ponte Vedra.
And the Scheffler victory train just keeps on rolling.
Get live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates.
Teed up by Roundtree Sod,
Surfside Pools,
and Performance Painting.
On 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime sports cards and collectibles update. At Showtime, we have a large selection of autographed jerseys spanning football, basketball, and hockey. 3 rolling racks of options, all with proof of autograph authenticity. Fun, unique gifts at Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Don't miss the Players' Championship, March 11th through 16th at TPC Sawgrass. This can't-miss event features a variety of activities for every fan to enjoy, from delicious bites to the Sawgrass Splash. There are endless fan enhancements that will make for a memorable experience. Plus, watch the top PGA Tour players, including back-to-back champion Scottie Scheffler, take on the iconic stadium course featuring the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week, Maya Brumley, senior lacrosse player at Sandalwood High. Maya's scholastic achievements include the National and English Honor Societies. Congratulations, Maya.
I'm Carl. I'm 68 years old, and I lost 40 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. In looking at pictures, I realized that my color wasn't good. I looked bloated, constantly tired, out of breath. It got to the point where I decided it was time to pick up the phone and call Awaken 180. The combination of the diet and the coaching really pushed me over the top. My self-confidence soared. I'm walking, I'm working out. Instead of 68, I feel like I'm 28. I just had my annual physical, and my doctor looked at my blood pressure and he said, "What did you do? What happened?" And I explained that I'm on the Awaken 180 program. I've never felt so good in my life. And as somebody that sometimes likes to take the shortcut, I didn't have to do that with this program. Awaken 180 is my solution for weight loss.
Carl's solution for weight loss, my solution for weight loss. Matt Hayes here. Lower blood pressure, increased confidence, feeling years younger. Want the same results? Then do what we did and make your own at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren here from Helmets and Heels. When it's time for new tires, look no further than Big Chief Tire. Their experts will help you quickly find the right fit, ensuring a safe and comfortable ride. With quality options, fair prices, and quick installation, you'll be back on the road in no time. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and roll into 2025 with even greater confidence, guaranteed. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about HardballCreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
Our dude, Dr. George Barr. Gio, I like to call him. Gio, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. We're fired up, ready to go. How you doing? Like you're dressed in black today. That always is. I think it's an indicator. Like you might have set a record for seeing patients today whenever you wear black.
Slimming.
Huh?
He said it's slimming.
Is that what it is? Instead of all. Never mind. I was going to say one thing about the shot, but I'm not even going to do that. All right, let's get into a couple sports injuries. If you guys have a sports injury question, 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures with a question, ache, pain, whatever it might be when it comes to joint pain. Kyrie Irving goes down, another Dallas Maverick, injured. This is a walking mass unit ever since they said goodbye to Luka. And Nico is the guy in charge, and he's having to deal with all of it. But anyway, it was such an awkward fall, and then it looked like it might have been an ankle on, let me think here, an ankle on his on the left side. Anyway, it's a torn ACL.
Yeah.
And so he was able to get up, limped to the free throw line, made his free throws, and then was off, and now he's gone with an ACL tear.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for him that he's able to go there and shoot it. But, you know, we talk about ACL tears. We see them a lot in football. We talk about it a lot. And now you see one in basketball. It's usually a cutting injury, non-contact, we discussed before.
Right.
And at this point, to do any cutting sports, you almost always have to have your ACL reconstructed. There are some studies on where non-operative ACL treatments can be done to kind of repair it, but there's a very high failure rate for it. So usually for any professional athlete, you go and you do it, or anybody who wants to go back to cutting sports, you go and you do the reconstruction. Now, then there's a question of graft. There's autograft, allograft, your own tissue, which is auto, and a cadaver tissue, which is allo. Any young person or professional athlete will get an autograft, their own tissue, and then the question becomes what type, right? Quadricep, patella, hamstring. Right now, patella and quadricep are probably the top two and the least likely to, or the best type of graft, I should say. Not that the other ones are bad, but those probably are the two best. But yeah, it's going to be a long recovery for him, and minimum 9 months that we always talk about what the studies show, and then kind of going from there.
All right, so you've obviously dealt with football players, and this is kind of like a Christian Kirk global injury kind of a thing. 2 years ago, he gets the core injury. He's turning oddly on a catch, falls oddly, gets the core injury. Last year, he falls oddly again, gets the shoulder injury. Is there something to guys? Some guys are more injury susceptible than others. And is that something like, as a medical person, you know, the Jaguars would seek out information on that? Like, you know, what are your thoughts on X, Y, Z?
Yeah, look, I don't think people are more prone. I think, number one, it depends how much you play, right? So the more you play, the more likely you are to get hurt.
And the position, I'm sure,
The position.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're the guy who's jumping into the stands or, you know, going 100% every play, there's a higher chance you're going to get hurt as opposed to the guy who's jogging back half the time and not. So I think maybe that puts you in a position to get injured. The guy who's, you know, you're going to chase after the ball and you're never going to quit. Yeah, you're going to get exhausted. And we all know that fatigue, you're going to lose form. And when you lose form, increased injury. So maybe that has something to do with it. But I don't think you're prone to injury just because your body is
so. And you don't believe the whole prone to injury thing, like a guy.
No, I think like I was saying, you're prone to injury maybe because you play more, you're tougher on your body, you do more, you're diving more, you're doing more, you know, 50-50 balls to try to get something, which gets you more prone to doing things. But I don't think your body as a whole is more prone.
You don't think some people are just soft?
Soft?
No, I think what it is, honestly, actually,
that
I think
is the
what it
diagnosis.
is after listening to him talk, seriously, I think it's when you get injured, and Leon could probably speak to this too. When you get injured like a couple years in a row, you're going out in the next year, you're going just all out, trying to prove that you're not injury prone, right?
True.
Which then makes you more susceptible,
yeah,
right?
I mean, you're gonna start if you have something to prove, and sometimes they can get in your head, and you start doing things that you shouldn't do to prove a point,
right?
To prove that you're not whatever everyone's saying about you, which could possibly put you in that position.
What do you think of that concept? Or you just think soft is soft?
No. I know. But listen, once you get tagged injury prone, there's nothing you really do about it. I know that I tried to make a comeback with the Dolphins. I got hurt with the Jaguars and then with the Ravens. I went and worked out. I ran. I probably in the best shape I ever was, but I was tearing down ligaments and stuff, like squat 890 and throwing up all this other kind of stuff.
See, because you were trying to prove that you're healthy.
Yes. I was trying to prove to everybody I was healthy and ready to go. You know, and Norv Turner, he hyped me up. I mean, he said, "Oh, you're going to be comeback player of the year," and so he was the offensive coordinator there.
And then what happened?
First preseason game, I blew out my tricep. That part.
Did you hear anyone say, "Hey, soft Searcy"? None of that. None of that.
None of that.
Okay. All right. So here's one off the text line. 641-1010. You guys hit the text line if you got a sports injury question for Gio. Hey, Doc, at an early age, I was diagnosed with laxity in my wrist. Now that I'm approaching 40, starting to get some pain during my golf swing. Recommendations for therapy or solutions?
So,
And is it onsetting arthritis?
Well, first get an X-ray. That will let you know. If you can tell with an X-ray if you have early onset arthritis or anything. Increased laxity that can put some increased stress on the joint. If you're hypermobile, you can sublux a little bit. It's like it happens a lot in the shoulder, and there's things you can try to help with the pain. You can do physical therapy. You can try cortisone shot in the wrist, which will help some of that pain. But physical therapy will be helpful. If you've had it for a long time and you've done the therapy and it's still hurting, an MRI could possibly show something of a reason that you're having pain. Otherwise, hypermobility or hyperlaxity can, in and of itself, be a little bit painful because you're kind of the joint is moving a little bit more than it should.
Right.
It's very common in the shoulder, and so we get a lot of that because those people a lot of times they end up dislocating if they're hypermobile from the shoulder joint because it's not a very stable joint. In the wrist, they don't really dislocate, but those would be the things that I kind of recommend.
All right, I'm going to say this one from the text line, but everybody out there, just be prepared because you're going to be like, oh, my God. Doc, smacked my knee into the trailer hitch right underneath the kneecap. Couldn't put a lot of pressure on it yesterday. Slightly better today, but extremely tender and swollen.
Dude, I've been there.
Oh.
Well, it looks like he didn't tear anything because he probably would have said it felt so underneath the kneecap is your patellar tendon, right?
Right.
And if he tore it, he probably would have said I felt a pop.
Couldn't put any pressure on it, he said. Very tender.
If you can extend your leg, right? If you're sitting down and you can straighten your leg, you most likely did not tear your patellar tendon or the capsule around the knee, the patella, which is good. So your extensor mechanism is intact. Now, you can have a bad bone contusion, so a bone bruise, right, causes you to limp because you hit it pretty hard. Just like when you were a kid, people used to punch you in the shoulder and you have a dead arm for a couple of days. You can have the same thing in your bone.
It wasn't a friend. It was my brother.
That was such a good game.
A couple days.
Yeah. That's a big friend.
Yeah.
We've all been there, man. That's just, that is brutal. The knee or the shin to the trailer hitch. Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah. And like you're trying to pull a boat up onto the trailer and you're in a hurry and everyone's waiting and you can just see yourself doing something stupid like that.
I don't want to think about it. Stop.
Another real quick one. Bad leg cramps at night when sleeping. Any idea?
So usually when you have leg cramps at night, people talk about looking at your electrolytes. Depletion of magnesium can cause that. People recommend taking some vitamins and maybe getting a blood work to see because cramping can be caused by like potassium or magnesium, a bunch of different things that your body needs that you don't have that you're deficient in. So that's the first thing I would look at, especially if you're getting constant cramping. I would look into that.
Is RLS real?
Well, I mean, fluids. So like dehydration can cause cramping, but when you're going, usually by nighttime, you're worried about cramping dehydration wise. It's sunny outside, right?
Okay.
You're hot. Usually you don't exert that much. You're not sweating during the day unless you're outside all day to the point where you're cramping.
Right.
But if it's just a normal person like you and I, you work inside, you're not sweating much, and you're having a lot of cramping, that's the first thing I'd look at.
What about Charlie horse? I mean, to this day, I can't figure out how to prevent it. I'm for real, Doc. I mean, I don't have them anymore.
What? Quad or hamstring?
No, I'm talking about the calf, bro.
It had to be dehydrated.
I had one. I had one about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
a Charlie horse. And I had no answers for it.
Did it wake you up?
Of course, it woke me up.
Yeah, it's the worst.
At nighttime?
At night.
Yeah. So I mean, I see that. Drink water and electrolytes and vitamins and see if that changes.
Coach, I mean, Doc, I couldn't reach the water. I mean, you understand that?
You mean what can you do when it happens?
Exactly. The amount of pain that was there, I couldn't reach the water. It was on the counter, but I couldn't get to it.
He's like, you're like, you can't walk for like the next 2 days because it's sore.
No. It subsided. It subsided. But I'm saying it just came out of the blue, and I looked at my clock. It's like 3 a.m. I just caught a Charlie horse.
Bro, have you done the stiff leg cramp walk in the middle of the night trying to get water? That's the worst.
Pickle juice. You did the pickle juice?
No, I didn't do the pickle juice. I just endured it like a real man.
No pain, no gain.
Exactly.
Right. All right, on the stiff leg walk at night, we end this conversation with Dr. George Bari. As always, we will see him weekly right here on XL Primetime. Thank you, my brother.
All right, thanks, guys.
Don't forget BariOrthopedics.com. Log on, check out everything that they've got going on right now, especially when we are talking about joint pain. He can help you.
1010XL is your home for Jacksonville University basketball.
The Dolphins splash into the ASUN semifinal. JU North Alabama tomorrow night at 7 on 1010 AM.
Now, The Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by San Jose Collision.
On Tuesday night, Gator baseball dropped their second straight, losing to the UCF Knights down in Orlando 13-3. After UCF opened the night with a 2-run shot in the first inning, Florida quickly responded, tying it 2-2. UCF pulled away after that, and the Gators wouldn't score again until the 9th inning. They hope to turn it around tonight, taking on FAU in Gainesville.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. Tired of seeing the signs of aging in the mirror? Fine lines, sun damage, redness? They don't have to be part of your future. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist, and I can help you look and feel your best without invasive surgery or painful treatments. Imagine rejuvenating your skin in a relaxing, comfortable environment with minimal to no downtime. Smooth out fine lines, even skin tone, and restore that youthful glow. Find out how to look and feel your best at Dermagnify.com. Dermagnify.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 5th, 1985, Mike Bossy of the New York Islanders scores his 50th goal, becoming the first NHL player to score 50 goals in 8 consecutive seasons.
The Players, one of the biggest events on the PGA Tour, is right here in our backyard. How much do you know about the tournament? Name the pair of golfers who won the Players and Augusta in the same season. Scotty Scheffler's win at TPC Sawgrass last year was followed by another green jacket, joining Tiger Woods as the only two to win both in a calendar year. Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed-income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. A Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WonderWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at WonderWorldNEFlorida.com.
WonderWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Hey folks, Hicken here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball. Plus, all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. I9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
The
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that the wide receiver room right now it's going to have me awake at night till something happens. Just be honest with you. I mean, listen, PTJ is a man. You got Gabe Davis, you got Parker Washington. I don't even know the other guys, but I know we need some more talent. I don't have a problem with bringing in, what's his name, Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have a problem with them. I wouldn't have a problem with Metcalf. I would spend 4 or 5 on them, trade them to come in. I just want something to happen over the free agency so we don't get enticed come draft day.
I got you.
To go somewhere else.
That does make a little sense.
Okay.
Because in other words,
I want them to stand on their word.
You're saying drop something in that pile. That way, it ain't a problem by the time you get
that part.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback on that takeaway. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, we're in Beaver Chevy right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a Silverado.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, let me close my eyes.
It's the end of story. We're getting a Silverado, okay?
Yes.
That's what we're getting.
Yes.
It's like Seinfeld, jerk store. That's it. That's what we're doing. I don't care how many Camaros go by.
Right.
Okay?
Fast,
we are getting
sleek,
a Silverado.
beautiful, and you want that
That's what we're
rugged.
getting. Yes.
Let's get it done. I get what you're saying, and you gotta stay with whatever you know. This is Herm Edwards, you know. You play to win the game. You know what the problems are.
Yes.
You know they can't block. And so that is where they are, and they need to stay there. You are correct. Eye on the prize. How are we going to get to the prize? This needs to be fixed, first and foremost. Lines of scrimmage, interiorly more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, I can't debate you, but the only thing I like to at least come back with is that the draft is not just one round. And that James Gladstone, for his part, along with Les Snead, has proven that they can find starters throughout the draft. It's not just a one-pick draft. And that as long as we can rely on that guy and that front office to get the job done and make sure that they give you quality starters, you don't need to nail every pick, but you probably need to be hitting about 500.
And
you really do.
You know what's bad about the draft when you're a first-round pick? Mm-hmm. You don't pay attention to the rest of the guys get drafted.
Nobody cares.
To my shame.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when I got drafted. To my shame. I had other teammates that I didn't even watch the rest of the draft. I'm so sad.
But you are a classic example because the first 3 draft selections for that team turned out to be what?
Mm-hmm.
Starters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good ones, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go back and you take a look at, let's just do 1, 2, 3, the last 2 years. 2 years ago, Anton Harrison, first rounder, starter. After that, go down
a selection out of need because some guy, you know,
we know that.
The clod that was here.
Because Cam Robinson,
yeah.
And it was necessary. But my point is that after that, did you get a starter in the second round? The answer is no.
No.
Did you get a starter in the third round?
No.
The answer is no. Did you start in the fourth round? No. We don't even need to go any further than that. Now let's go to this last draft. Brian Thomas Jr., starter? Absolute. Smash hit, number 1. Second round, did you get a starter? No. Did you get a third round starter?
No.
No, at least not right now. Maybe in Jarian Jones, but for the here and now, you did not.
That's a big maybe you just threw out there, too.
It is. It is. And so I like Jarian and what he represents, the potential.
You do like him because it was a great interview for you. That's why you like him.
No, I think he's a baller. I think instinctually he's got that it to him, a little nasty, breaks on the ball, makes plays, and so I do like I do like what I see from him.
Again, we can't give up on first year guys.
No.
But after second year, if it doesn't click, you can definitely give up on it.
And Brenton Strange and Tank Bigsby were two.
Both made moves. Yes.
Both made moves.
Absolutely.
Mason Smith this next season needs to make moves and not to the buffet. He just needs to make moves and become a player that they can include in that rotation and expect big things from. And we don't necessarily know if that's going to be the case. And Jarian may work out to be their nickel guy.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done. But they've got to get that part of it fixed. By the way, I got to bring this up because this plays right into what we are talking about now and what we were talking about yesterday. And I'm thinking, let me make sure I get this right. I think it was Dove Kleiman who put this out. Yeah, it was Dove, and it was via somebody
That means
else.
he probably stole it from someone else.
He did.
I think it's Dove, not Dove.
Is it?
I think
like
it's
to call him
Dove.
Dove. I like to call him Dove. But he did borrow this from Pickenham, okay, on X. But it says, this is how it reads on X. Insane. The Jaguars have gone 30 years, all caps, without winning an AP Player Award. So Dove and Pickenham was listening to our show yesterday because that's what we brought up.
Had to have been.
Yeah, because it says, have you won an AP Player Award? And it shows all the teams. 6 of these awards are given out each year. 6 are given out, and it shows all the teams that have had AP Player Awards. And then it shows Jacksonville to the right. Empty. Nothing. Nada in 30 years.
Not even like a comeback player award?
How could they not have like a
and
comeback
this is,
player of the
well,
year
actually, of the categories, and it probably does have that, but the other ones are MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, et cetera. And for some reason, I thought Calais was. I thought he was. He might not have
comeback player of the year, right?
No, Defensive Player of the Year is what I thought.
Really?
But anyway, that's what they put out there. But it goes back to what we were talking about, how many Pro Bowlers has the interior offensive line produced for this football team over the course of time. You got to go back. You can't find too many of them.
Aaron Donald won in 2017, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that would be the year that
exactly.
Calais
That would have been the year I was thinking of. So there you are. And so they've had a lot of good players in good positions for periods of time, but they haven't had.
I don't know about a lot.
Well,
they've had players.
I'm talking about 30 years.
They've had players. I eliminate that a lot part of it. Okay?
I know. I'm trying to spread it out over 3 decades, and so that's why I'm doing that. But if you add them up, you can rattle off a good dozen really, really good players that this football team has had, but not much past that.
So MJD, he must have been close in the offensive player of the year.
Yeah,
right?
he missed out on rookie.
1 year. He must have been really close.
He missed out on rookie of the year, and that's not even that might be part of this category. But anyway, he got hosed that year, I believe, by Vince Young in 2006, and in 11 or 12, he led the league in rushing, but did not get it. He was very good, very good. We have not had that many Pro Bowlers that have been on this roster. We all know
We've already
that.
gone through this. We've already gone through
Yeah.
this. Are you trying to pick that scab again? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm just saying that's how if you don't have that many of those, how the hell are you going to get a player of the year?
Yeah.
So that's where we are.
Yeah.
It's just, let's just hope, man. Today, they made a statement, and they said, we're going in a different direction. And Christian Kirk is a cut casualty, a cap casualty.
What do you think from Trevor's? We heard all the last few weeks, well, he's friends with Trevor. And would you do that? Would you come in and already get rid of one of your quarterback's best mates?
I think they signaled it right there.
I'm glad they did, too, because that's such a dumbass reason to keep somebody.
You know what I think about
this isn't
Trevor?
middle school.
Since we're talking about of the years, how about comeback player of the year for Trevor Lawrence this year?
Love that.
Yeah, coming back
How
from
about
injury.
that? Yeah.
And
his best season yet. How about that?
Yeah. Who won that?
Baker did, right? Wasn't Baker
I thought
comeback
it was
player
year
of the year?
before. There was one guy that came back from injury because Sam Darnold was up there for quite a bit of time as well as far as comeback player of the year.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow came back from the injury. There you go. And he had a fabulous year, MVP consideration type of year. And so, yeah, he definitely was deserving
best
of it.
player in the game type.
Oh,
43
his
touchdowns,
numbers were
9 picks,
sick.
5,000 yards, pretty much.
And
the receiver led the league in touchdowns in Jamar. They were crazy good. So yeah, he was definitely deserving of that.
I think it's here where I should probably point out that Urban Meyer chose Dwayne Haskins over him at Ohio State. I should just probably point that out.
Well, he actually had a pretty good year that year. Haskins had.
He did, but
39 touchdowns.
I think he had 50 touchdowns actually that year.
Yeah.
But still, that's, I mean.
Well,
one dude's
did he
rare.
Did he run Burrow off, or did
one
Burrow
dude's a
just
first
decide?
rounder? Yeah, well, I mean, you ran him off like the winner.
I guess you're right. Like he was.
He didn't run him off like he wanted him to stay, but the loser of that thing was leaving. There's no doubt about it.
Burrow said, "I need to pick my stuff up and go somewhere else because this is not going to work out."
Which Haskins would have done too had he not won.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out for Joe Burrow pretty good.
A little bit.
Yeah, because he would have had crazy good stats if he had won that job up at Ohio State. We all know that.
God, I mean,
but what they put together in Baton Rouge was prolific. It was record-setting.
One of the all-time greatest teams.
Yeah, greatest offense I think we've ever seen.
I mean, greatest season of any player. I think he had the greatest college season of any player.
Yeah.
How could you not say that?
Yeah. No, it was staggering.
60 touchdown passes.
Remember the semifinal game?
6-0.
Oh, that was Oklahoma, right?
He had 6 touchdowns at halftime in the semifinal.
Never seen anything like that.
Was that against Hurts?
Oklahoma?
Was that against it was against Jalen Hurts.
I remember Jalen Hurts coming off the field. The look on his face was like, "What am I supposed to do, man?"
It was so funny. Big Vic, I swear to God, my neighbor, and a bunch of Cajuns came over, and they were all fired up. And it's one of the most nervous I've ever seen. You know, Vic he's confident, but he's got a little worry in him. He's got a little worry gene. Anyway, he was more nervous about this one. I'm like, bro, you've got one of the best offenses we've ever seen. He said, I just don't feel good about it, Josie. I don't feel good about it. Sat down, 28-0 at the half. It was just nuts. And remember, that was not only Chase, but it was Marshall.
It was Jefferson. It was all of them.
But remember Marshall? Marshall, I think, caught multiple touchdowns.
It was Randy Moss's son at tight end, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And let's not forget on defense, too. You know, Bunny Hop on defense.
Oh,
Jason,
legend.
Forget him, legend.
Don't forget that, man.
He made a couple
Do
plays.
not forget that.
He made a couple plays. That's what got him drafted.
Are you kidding me? He had a great postseason. From the SEC championship game through, he played lights out. Yeah.
So that LSU team versus 0-1 Miami, who you got?
Close.
I know who I got.
That's close. But I will say this. I'll take the 95 Nebraska over both of them. This could be a good summer.
95
good summer show.
They were special.
Bro, 95 Nebraska just line up and say, "We're coming, stop it."
Now, did they run the option?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
08 Gators. 08 Gators.
Come on, man. I will say this about the 19 LSU team. They might have beaten Nick's best team at Alabama. They might have kept Nick's best team at Alabama from winning that thing.
But
that
also
team was great.
But that's when Tua got hurt.
Yeah.
But that had everything to do with it.
They also beat them. So
Right, but it really did have
on the
everything to
road.
do with at least the chances at the end because Tua's when he had that serious
Yeah, but he
injury.
got hurt against Mississippi State. He didn't get hurt against LSU.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that was a significant injury to him that year.
Sure.
What was the final of that game?
45-41, something like that.
Yeah, back and forth.
You know, we might have to bracket the best college football teams.
That would be fun, right?
Bracket them and see who we come down with.
Remember the Peters brothers, Christian Peters and Jason Peters? I mean, they just
Nebraska. Yeah.
literally dismantled people.
Remember 2024 Florida State?
They were,
Yeah, they were.
Why you gotta do that?
They
man?
were
Why?
special.
I don't
I don't know.
understand.
I feel the
help
need
it.
to.
It was
Couldn't help
special,
it.
bro.
At least once a show.
Still hungover. It's his birthday.
Still hungover from his birthday. I'm surprised you didn't say more snow than winds. Or what was the one you came up with yesterday, Joe?
More combine.
More combine invites than wins.
Yeah. No. When you pile on, it always feels good to pile on for us.
We all knew it. Like, we were all like, why would you have that guy playing quarterback for you? We all knew it.
We did. And believe me, I even tried to argue for him, saying he had turned a corner, but I knew
It also wasn't all his fault.
No,
it was a lot of it was his. I'll tell you that.
But,
he only played in like 4 games.
Yeah, just remember.
Bro, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, remember they fired coordinators. They couldn't stop anybody. I'm having a conversation this morning with a former Georgia Southern linebacker, and he was talking. He goes, "Remember at the beginning of the year when they went over to Ireland and they played Georgia Tech and Georgia Tech beats them?" And you're like, "Well, dang, Ramblin' Wreck must be pretty good."
Dude,
no, they weren't.
If Haynes King was the quarterback of Florida State would have won like 8 games.
Yeah, and I love Haynes King. I love Haynes King, even if you took the N out of his name, as much as I love this guy.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
All right, an E
You got to drop
and
the
an
E,
N.
because that would have been me then at that point.
Exactly. But I love both of the Hayes here on
A for effort. A for effort.
on 1010XL. The Embedded and Shredded joins us now. Now, you were handicapping this Christian Kirk thing, trying to figure out how it will go. This was a financial move, and it was, I believe, Hayes, a bit of a statement from the new regime. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I would have kept him, but I understand it. And again, this is where we don't really know the intricacies of what they want to do. I would have kept him because of his relationship with Trevor. I just would be concerned about you're building a partnership here, and you're getting rid of a player that I think is really good still, who is coming off of 2 injuries, but not an ACL or an Achilles or something that would concern you about his quickness. And so it was a close call, though. I mean, obviously he had a big cap number, and so it's one of those things that I would have kept him, but I understand it. You know, they want to put their stamp on this thing, and and who knows, maybe Trevor Lawrence was fine with it. It's like, look, I'm close with Christian, but I get it, and if you guys feel like you need to move on, then let's move on. And obviously he knows they're going to add to the room.
Do you agree with what did you say earlier about maybe walking up to him and say, hey, let's talk about that contract?
Yeah, Hayes, I was initially saying that they probably asked him to restructure, or then they take a pay cut, and then he's out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a great point. And obviously that makes it easier for the rest of the locker room to kind of absorb it and not get upset, because it's like, look, they did make an effort. Christian just wanted to move on. And look, we'll see what he does in free agency. I think he's going to be a productive player elsewhere. I mean, assuming he goes to like the right spot that's got a decent quarterback. I mean, this is the way I look at it. At least this is new leadership, and however they want to build it, I am fine with. Like, whatever steps they feel like they need to take, I am totally for it. They have my full confidence, and we'll see. Like, once we get to the fall and once we get into it, and in a year removed from them being here, then it'll be a little bit easier to kind of criticize things that on at first glance I don't like. But them wanting to move on from Christian Kirk and pocket the savings, I don't have an issue with that. So we'll certainly get into all that on the Frangie Show. We got a lot of guests coming up. We'll do Sports and Courts with Brett Hastings. The ASUN commissioner is going to join us. Commissioner Bacon will join us to talk about the men's and women's conference tournaments coming here to Jacksonville. That's very cool. And we'll have a scholar athlete as well. So a lot of cool stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. That's right.
Bacon. Thank you, Hayes.
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it, buddy. Hey, it's Carline.
all hands and feet in the car. He's in completely.
Listen, you need a belief system like this man's got, okay? You got to believe. It's the only way it's going to happen, right?
All season optimism.
July Joe in March.
We got it. We got it. All right, we are done. Thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton. Don't forget, we've got our 9 After 5 coming back the week after the Players with a brand new Skins game. Looking forward to seeing all y'all out there. You can go anytime and enjoy the Golf Club of Southampton. Call 287-PLAY. Don't forget trivia Thursday nights and music on the patio Friday nights. We're done. Big Searcy, Maddie, Joe C., and JJ.
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville. Never doubt Jacksonville.
With that, game on.